Okay everyone, welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda, the Ocarina of Time. This episode we are finally going to start with the end of the game. It's probably going to take about 3 episodes to get through everything we need to in the game. But first things first, I want to show you something in the Gerudo Training Grounds that we beat last episode. So if you notice, I'm in this room right here where we had to use our hover boots and we had to hit the timer, hit the switch to make that fire go down. And you notice how I didn't go through this room here. Because if you go through here, what this does is it brings you in the treasure room. And the only way to get through the treasure room is to use these 2 doors right here. And this gets you back to the start. And the problem is those 2 extra keys mean you need the full 9 keys to actually get all of the treasure. Get through all the locks to get the ice arrows. So I just figured I'll just go all through the dungeon, and then I'll show that part later. Because of that part, you only have 6 keys. So you don't even have enough to actually get the ice arrows. So, I just wanted to show you that real quick. Now I'm going to head to Kakariko Village for a couple preparations, and then it'll be on to the Temple of Time. In Kakariko Village, you want to head to the potion shop, and then you want to head around the back, because we want a couple bottles of blue potion in case they're needed. So, if you already have blue potion, you can go ahead and skip this step. And in case you don't know what blue potion is, basically, it's a potion that will refill your health completely and your magic completely. So, go into this back door, talk to this old witch or whatever that you gave the odd mushroom to. Ultimate potion, 100 rupees. Yep, let's buy. Okay. So I just want to show you my setup now for my bottles. So I got 2 bottles of blue potion and 1 bottled fairy. If you don't have any fairies, I recommend getting at least 1. Remember, fairies are good at, they completely refill your life, and if you die in battle, it'll automatically revive you. There's going to be places we can get bottled fairies coming up, and I've shown you many fairy fountains throughout the game that you can use to get a fairy if you need it. I'm going to leave this 4th bottle, I'm going to leave it empty for now because we are going to have to get blue fire in Ganon's castle, so that's why I'm leaving it empty for right now. So, that's all the preparation that we need. Now our next stop is going to be the Temple of Time, where we're finally going to meet Sheik and someone who's been waiting for us for a while. So I will see you guys there. So we enter the Temple of Time, and we quickly turn around, and it's Sheik, who's been waiting for us. The hero of time, he calls us. We have overcome many hardships and awakened 6 sages. Now, technically, we didn't awaken the 1, but, you know, whatever. And so now it's time for the final challenge, a showdown with Ganondorf, the king of evil. And Sheik says that before we take Ganondorf on, there's things that he has to tell us. And another one is another Triforce legend. And that's one of the reasons this is probably going to be broken into 3 episodes, is there are a lot of videos. Kinda. So, the Sacred Realm is a mirror that reflects what is in the heart. That's why, it became kind of a wasteland or kind of a horror show with Ganondorf because he had evil in his heart. However, someone with a pure heart will turn the Sacred Realm into a paradise. Triforce is the balance that weighs power, wisdom, and courage. And this is, right here, Sheik says, if all 3 forces are in balance, they will have the true force to govern all. But if one's heart is not in balance, like Ganondorf's, it'll separate into its 3 parts. And because Ganondorf didn't have a pure heart, basically the Triforce of Courage, or the Triforce of Courage finds its way to Link, and that's why we were able to do everything that we did as Adult Link. and that in order to seek the true force, the other two pieces have to be obtained. So Ganondorf is actively looking for the other two pieces. Yep, Triforce marks on the back of their hands. And we're going to look at the back of our hand and see the Triforce part for the Triforce of Courage. Yep, we know all this already. He used the door that we opened in the Temple of Time, laid his hand on the Triforce, but the legend came true and it separated into its three parts. So Ganondorf obtained the Triforce of Power, but Wisdom and Courage he did not. And like I said, he's looking for the other two Triforce parts from the people chosen by destiny. I've already said we're Courage. I wonder who Wisdom is. Yep, we hold the Triforce of Courage. And the Triforce of Wisdom is a seventh sage who is destined to be the leader of them all. And that's the person that we're looking for. Oh, it's Sheik. And who's Sheik? Sheik is Princess Zelda. Dun dun dun! Okay, so in case that confused you, yep, Sheik is Princess Zelda. It's pretty obvious that that's who Sheik really is early on, but now we make it official that the person who's been giving us all the help since we were adult Link is actually the princess in disguise. She says Ganondorf attacked the castle, she escaped with Impa, she chucked the ocarina at us, and went into hiding. You know, it is kind of crazy that, like, the King of Hyrule doesn't have any kind of army to repel Ganondorf, or look for his daughter, or, I don't know, did Ganondorf kill him, maybe? I don't know. So she entrusted the ocarina to us, and that would be the best chance. Unfortunately, we were just Child Link, and we weren't ready to become the hero of time. Something I could never expect happened. Yep, we opened the door, the Master Sword sealed us because we were just a little kid, and Ganondorf was able to enter. Became the evil king, and the sacred realm became a world of evil. It's an unfortunate coincidence. So she passed herself off as a Sheikah, and just kind of waited for us to return. And Ganondorf never suspected it in all those 7 years. So, she says we're back, the Dark Age will soon be over. So we're gonna lure Ganondorf back into, I think, a void, and she's going to seal the door to prevent him from coming to Hyrule or the Sacred Realm again. So she needs our courage to protect her while she does her part. And she's going to give us one of our last weapon, actually, in the game. The light arrows, then another magic-charged arrow that's actually worth something because we actually have to use it in the upcoming last dungeon, quite a bit. So we still have one more piece of equipment to get, but this is the last weapon that we'll get. We will get an upgrade to our gauntlets very soon. So you can power up your arrows. Oh shit. Basically you can charge your arrows with light magic. And now we're gonna find out that, well, Ganondorf kind of planned this, because he's gonna put Zelda in that pink sphere, calls her a foolish traitor, commends her for avoiding him for 7 years, and says pretty much if he let Link run around and do everything that he was gonna do, Zelda would eventually reveal herself. And Ganondorf says he slightly underestimated our power, but he's not going to do it again. And he's going to take Zelda to his castle. So now Ganondorf has the Triforce of Power and the Triforce of Wisdom. So now he just needs the Triforce of Courage. And how's he going to try to get it? By luring us to save Princess Zelda. Yep. So he says come to his castle. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Okay. So just exit the Temple of Time. And just head around back. If you don't know where Ganon's castle is, it's the same spot of Hyrule Castle in Child Link's time. So we're just going to go down here. And run back here. And if you remember back when we just became Child Link, or Adult Link, I actually came here and got a gold Skulltula that was crawling around. And if we run up here, now that we've defeated all of the temples, now we get a little cutscene where Rauru contacts us and says that the 6 sages will gather their power to create a bridge to the castle. Six evil barriers. Bring down the 6 barriers and save Princess Zelda. Probably going to get through 2 of the barriers today. So the sages use their power and create a nice rainbow bridge for us. It is 2016 after all. Okay, so now all you gotta do is just run across the bridge and enter Ganon's castle. Okay, first things first, you're just gonna run straight. There's gonna be 2 Beamos here guarding the entrance. And we're just going to avoid them. Don't worry about them. Okay. So here is the way forward in Ganon's castle. That's to get to where Princess Zelda is. But as you can see, there's kind of this, I don't know, protective enchantment covering it up. So we can't get there now because there's these little, I don't know, spirit things or whatever that are just kind of feeding the enchantment. So we gotta defeat these individual rooms first. The first one we're actually gonna tackle is the Shadow room. They're all named after dungeons of that we've done in the game, with the exception of the Light Barrier. But first things I want to show you, if you jump down to the bottom, take out your Lens of Truth, we can see there's a door right here. And if you continue on in that door, there are fairies, and there are Deku business scrubs. But I'm just going to leave it alone for now. Just remember, I'm using the Mirror Shield, and if you want to actually reflect the nuts back at the scrubs, you need to equip the Hylian Shield, not the Mirror Shield, because they will just break on the Mirror Shield. So, like I said, the first one that we're going to tackle is the Spirit Barrier, which is on the other side over here. It's the purple one, because in that room we're going to get the gold gauntlets, which is going to be an upgrade for our equipment. So, just first things first, enter the Spirit Barrier room. You can see that there's a torch over here, nothing over here, but we can see that Navi turns green when we walk over here. So we're going to play our nice little Song of Time to create a block. That's nice. So we create a nice little platform for us. And you can actually use the fire arrows to hit this this little torch over here. So just aim close, use the fire arrow, and you will get this path for you. So what I do is I just run forward. Hopefully the bubble won't hit me. The path will not last forever, as you saw right there. And we got Mr. Like, just quickly kill him with your big round sword. Rupees that I don't really care for. And now we don't really have a path over here quickly I'm going to equip my hover boots. And I'm going to turn around, and we can hit the torch again, and it'll create another path for us. Okay, apparently I'm aiming too high. There we go. Turn around. And there's that light barrier. There's this one over here. And now we actually want to go. And I'm going to quickly equip the iron boots. Hopefully my aim is good. Yep. So you want to land on that switch right there. And it'll cause that chest to drop. So I'm going to put my Kokiri boots back on. And I'm going to aim up and hit the chest with my hook shot. Gonna go around to the other side. And this is the last item that we are going to obtain in the game. It is the golden gauntlets. Feel even more power coursing through our arms. So basically, now we're not just limited to those blocks, to the gray boulders. Now there are those black and gray obelisks that are huge that we can throw now that we have the golden gauntlets. So real quick, if you load up the Lens of Truth, you can see a path up there. But the next thing I need to do... Oh, let's see. You can see right here. So I'm actually going to equip the Kokiri boots because it is rather a narrow passageway. And I'm just going to be... Okay. So you just want to run across. We got a rusty switch here. Take out your Megaton hammer. And quickly give it a nice smash. And I don't think I can actually hookshot to the torch. I'm going to give it a shot. Let's see what happens here, if I can actually hit it. Oh, I can. So yeah, you can just do that. Don't worry about hitting it and creating a bridge. Right here, just hook shot to the torch, and we'll head through the next room. Now this is the room that every barrier... This is the final room of every barrier room in the game. So you got these little pulsating balls right here, and all you need to do is equip the light arrows, and just fire one arrow at the ball, and it'll release the barrier. And then when the next 5 barriers are released, we will be able to go up top of Ganon's Tower, the Keep, and save Princess Zelda. And Impa appears, tells us the shadow barrier's gone, and to save Zelda. And we get a nice cool little animation here. Okay, so now with the shadow barrier gone, you can see it's no longer giving its energy to that middle barrier. Before we move forward in the dungeon, we're actually going to head back to the outside, because there's one more magic spell that we're going to get now that we have the golden gauntlets. So, just make your way back over to the original side and exit through the main door here. I will say from now on, I'm going to defeat the rooms in the manner in which we took care of the temples. So first I'm going to do the forest barrier room, then the fire barrier room, then the water barrier room, spirit, and then light. So we're going to run down the bridge that was created for us and head off to the left. And in case you don't remember, this is the area where we saw that gold Skulltula crawling around. But we're going to continue down here, and here's one of those black/silver obelisks that just blocks something from us. And all you gotta do is run up to it, press A, grab it, and Link's going to pick up the huge object and chuck it over his head. Yep. And in one of the rooms we'll actually have to do this because it'll create a bridge basically for us. So with that out of the way, run into the room, and this is the last Great Fairy's Fountain. I believe it is the Great Fairy of Courage, who's going to give us probably one of the best spells in the game. So she is the Great Fairy of Courage, and she's going to enhance our defensive power. Receive it now. So now you're going to notice what's happening is when our life meter comes back up, you can see how she surrounded all of our hearts there with the white line. That means that now we only... now all attacks against us, they're halved. So if something caused 4 hearts of damage, now it only causes 2. So that's pretty sweet, because we are going to have some powerful enemies. We have a couple iron knuckles that we're going to have to take care of. So, there's that. Now I'm just simply going to head back to Ganon's castle, and I will meet you guys inside at the at the forest barrier room. So, if we peel off to the right here, we can see the green barrier right there. It's the forest barrier room, and it's actually kind of annoying because, well, I'll show you. So first things first, we got a Wolfos to take care of. So another slash with my Bigoron sword should take care of him. There we go. And it's gonna put this chest here. I think it's just arrows. We'll see. We'll open it. It's nothing good. Maybe a rupee or something. Yep, blue rupee, pretty much worthless in the game. And now you notice there's all these torches around us. So just real quickly, I'm going to use Din's Fire to light them. Hopefully that'll open the door that's barring our way. And you notice that it isn't, and that's because there's another torch up high. So I could just aim a torch through the fire, but I got fire arrows, might as well use them. Apparently I suck. There we go. So fire your fire arrow at that torch up on top of the door, it'll open, and now you can proceed through the next area. Now in here we have a rupee collecting puzzle that's further complicated by these fans right here. And I guess there's a theory that originally in this game there was supposed to be a wind dungeon, but there's not anymore. Let's see, so Navi's turning blue. I don't know if the Song of Time will do anything. I actually don't remember that. But first things first, we're going to play it. Yep. So, you can play the Song of Time, walk out and grab the rupee. You can see that the fan's blowing, so I'm just going to put my iron boots on. We are going to make use of the fan right now. So I quickly grab the rupee, equip my hover boots, press start, and watch what happens. There we go. So it blows us to this little platform right here. And first things first, I want to take care of the Beamos that's right here. So I'm going to get a bomb out. And throw it at them. Sweet. And we can see that with a fan there, and a fan there, and the fact that they're kind of moving at the same pace, we're kind of safe. But first things first, I want to put my hover boots back on. It's been a while since I've actually done this room. And I want to roll down here to that switch. I want to hit the switch. And what that switch does, quickly take the bombs off and put my hookshot back on, is now there is a hookshot target up here, and that's how we can get this rupee up on top. So let's see, which way am I going? Going this way. And now I'm going to be super, super smart and fall. Oh, thought it was going to fall down the bottom there. If you fall down the abyss, basically what happens is you have to restart the room with probably half of a heart now because of the barrier that we got. And real quickly, I'm just going to run over, grab this rupee, and quickly run back. Turn here, face the exit, run over here, grab the rupee. And now I'm just going to wait for this fan to stop. It stopped. I'll grab the rupee. And now we'll just quickly exit the room. So, like we did before, if you need arrows or magic, apparently they're not giving me. These pots are supposed to give you arrows or magic. Just slash them with your sword. We will go ahead and take the take the fire arrows off, equip the light arrows, and we will fire it at the pulsating orange blob or ball through the forest barrier. Hit it with the light arrow and the forest, and we will dispel the forest barrier after a quick chat with Sarah, the Sage of the Forest. So she tells us to hurry up, and we'll use her power to dispel the barrier. And we get another cool animation of the energy from the forest barrier room kind of dying out. So there we are. That is now 2 barriers down. We have 4 barriers left to go. But that's going to be all for this episode. Next episode I will take out the remaining barriers. And then the last episode we will finally take on Ganondorf. So as always guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments. Smash that thumbs up if you like that video. Quickly put my Kokiri boots back on. And as always, thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time.